welcome to another episode of Hard Factor, presented by the Barstool News Network. It is Thursday, August 13th, 2020. And, boys, we were recording yesterday when this news came out, but Deion Sanders, Deion, prime time, is with Barstool Sports now.
Prime time.
I love Neon Deion.
Yeah, I mean, who wasn't a fan when we were kids?
I was a big Niners fan. I hated him when he was on the Cowboys because growing up I was a big Niners fan, and I loved him on the Niners. Yeah.
I'll tell you who wasn't a fan was wide receivers trying to catch the ball.
No,
Yes.
he's faster than all of them. Yeah.
One of the best DBs of all time. I remember listening to him talk about like the creation of primetime, the character, when he was at Florida State on Pardon My Take a couple weeks ago, and realizing that he like incepted me as a kid to want to be good at sports and competitive in school and shit like that. And it was like just a crazy moment, like listening to that a couple weeks ago. And then now he's going to be doing football coverage all season long, at least this season with our bosses. It's just fucking incredible. It's really cool.
Yeah, he was like icon growing up of ours. That we were right in that sweet zone of Neon Deion. Like when we were growing up, he was the guy. Like, yeah,
Absolutely.
Based down here in Texas, very cool. And let's not forget his marquee year with the Washington Football Club. One of pretty important part of the history.
You kind of cut out there because your internet still sucks, but I think you were making a joke because you were saying
About his year on the Skins, where he was just
Yeah.
paid to, he was just paid to come in and get money.
I think he had
do.
turf toe that year. That was when they got
Most of the time, I believe.
Dana Stubblefield and like someone else came in that year. Who else? Like Bruce Smith. They got like four Hall of Famers.
I think it was Dan Snyder's first year.
Yeah,
Like,
he brought in like the All Madden team from '95.
it was actually the beginning of the end for the Redskins. So or the Washington football teams.
I think it happened a lot earlier than that, Will. But yes.
Can we just say Redskins?
No, it was Dan Snyder's first year. Like the beginning of Dan Snyder's reign.
That was the beginning of Snyder, and he made all those moves, and there was a little bit of hope, and then it was like the hope went away pretty quickly. Yeah.
So, Viva La Stool, though. Excellent move.
Great
what a
pickup.
move. I mean,
great pickup.
Erica tweeted out that $1 million worth of game was involved in making the hookup between Barstool and Deion, and like that's got to scare the shit out of all these other like fucking suit journalist companies out there, because like Deion choosing to come to Barstool, that says a lot. I think
That's huge. Yeah, it's a game changer for sure.
Yeah. Also, just found out right before the show, you guys keep a separate calendar for me. What's going on here? You guys keeping a 3-man calendar away from me?
You're invited to the calendar. It just never works. We've tried to create like 4 calendars.
I didn't get this invite.
Yeah,
you can tell
because
I'm
it
hearing
doesn't
about
work.
all these secret meetings you guys are holding behind
We
my
got
back.
separate text threads, separate calendars.
God. Oh my
It's an
God.
Austin. It's a Texas only thing.
I knew I was in a different state. I'm in Nevada. I get it.
We're gonna invite
Odd man
Deion.
out.
We're
I didn't
gonna
know
invite
how
Deion to it. Yeah.
I didn't know how out I was. Yeah, don't put Deion on it. If
I get a
you put
notification.
Deion on the other calendar, put me on it too, please.
Okay. All right.
Every Tuesday, I get a pop-up that says Wes Taekwondo, and it's my address. So I'm always prepared for Wes to come over to fight me.
Well,
It's
I
like
have
the- it's
West
like the Pink
Taekwondo
Panther.
on Wednesdays on the other calendar.
I think I was trying to share all of my responsibilities with you guys at one time so there'd be no confusion. And now I just need to delete that calendar.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's
Well,
a good cover-up story. I know you guys are just hiding a calendar from me. I don't
Yeah.
know what you're doing at those other meetings.
It's called
but-
It's called the no will calendar. That's like,
Yeah.
and then like it's literally just like we just send out messages being like, Will's not going to get this one.
Yeah. We have no will dinners. It's great.
Yeah.
fucked up. It's fucked up. All right. Well, glad we got to the bottom of all that.
Yeah.
We have a packed lineup today. Pat has got the main story. Then the other 3 of us are going to lead us in a lightning round to finish it off. Pat, get us going.
Let's talk about some politics, guys. It's official. Kamala Harris is Joe Biden's running mate, and I don't know about you guys, but I lost about $300 on Predict It. Sorry.
Same.
the
A little
hive.
more. Yeah. Yeah.
Who took our buys there.
Yeah, if it's any consolation, we all had the right idea and then all blew it collectively.
It's similar to the Bernie Sanders thing where we were all making money hand over fist and then we didn't get out early enough. This is the flip flop, though. We all had the right idea and didn't stay in long enough. Basically, we've been getting screwed by the DNC based on our own mistakes, losing a lot of money from the DNC stuff. Yeah.
Well, I was locked into Val Demings, and then I couldn't touch my account. And then when I got back, I was down so far on Val Demings that
too
I
late.
just decided to ride it out just to see
was
if I
too
got
late
lucky.
for you.
Yeah,
Just
close
for
your
you.
account.
You're down to like a couple cents.
The second-
$600 down the drain.
That sucks, man.
Well,
that's
guys-
a kick in the crotch. Yeah.
Yeah.
As a consolation, for some reason, they haven't settled the market yet. And Kamala's at 98 cents. If you want to make like 1 or 2 cents per share,
two
you can get in
cents.
there. Not a fat margin, but maybe a little
Also,
something.
it's always darkest before the dawn.
That is true, guys.
That's true.
So who is Kamala? Quick stat facts coming at you. Stat facts. Kamala, 55 years old. Born in Oakland, California. Lives in San Francisco, California, and Washington, D.C. She was elected to the Senate in 2016. She reps the Cali state. She's the former Attorney General of California and the former San Francisco DA, District Attorney. She's the first black female and first Asian American candidate for vice president. She's the daughter of an Indian-born mother and Jamaican-born father, which explains her Indian name, which means lotus flower, guys. And in 2004, she was, this is like probably the most controversial thing that happened in her time as a prosecutor. In 2004, she declined to pursue the death penalty against the man who murdered San Francisco police officer Isaac Espinoza. And at the funeral, Senator Dianne Feinstein, her other senator in California, delivered a eulogy in which she criticized Harris, who was in the audience at the time, which prompted a standing ovation from hundreds of police officers in attendance.
Yeah, you gotta go death penalty there.
Whoa.
Right.
That is,
And that's-
if you're getting roasted at a funeral, damn.
Yeah, that's a dark spot. Also, a dark spot to admit that you've smoked weed and like half your, a lot of your convictions were for weed related stuff.
It's tough. Yeah, a eulogy roast, worst roast period. Hard to come back from. What's more confusing, guys,
Can't
later,
defend yourself. You just got to take that one on the chin.
you just chew it. Yeah, you can't really clap back at a eulogy. You can make a note for later.
Right.
Put them on your list, but you just got to chew it. Later, guys, as California Attorney General, Harris then declined to support 2 ballot initiatives that would have banned the death penalty. So people gave her some hard time about being wishy-washy on the death penalty. She didn't pursue it, and then she had an opportunity to ban it completely and didn't support it. She was a sponsor of Medicaid for All bill offered by Bernie Sanders at first, which with the intent of creating a single-payer system. No.
Not anymore on this ticket.
But so when she was running and she had her platform, she changed her position frequently on elements of Medicare until she released her own proposal in July 2019. And unlike the Sanders bill, her plan would maintain a limited role for private insurers and seek to pay for costs without raising taxes on the middle class. Again, it's funny. It's like you talk about platform. It's like no one really has a fucking platform until you're there.
Medicare for all. It didn't seem like Medicare for all was like her. Yeah, she didn't like really plot it completely out. It was like Sanders and Warren for sure.
Well, the Democrats
huge on Medicare
just
for
rejected
all, but
it. They rejected
Right.
that. They rejected marijuana.
she clearly was willing to give Medicare for all up depending on the outcome. Like if I become president or vice president.
Well, that is the knock on her. Like, I mean, I'm not saying this, but everybody's out there saying like she'll do anything to get ahead. She'll do anything to advance her career.
People
that
call
is
her
like
pragmatic.
the common knock on her.
which is all politicians, really.
Yeah,
Finally,
it's
guys,
true. I mean, a lot of people. If you're a career politician, generally that's your MO.
She's a political ladder climber.
well, I don't think you need the word ladder climber there. Maybe just politician. You could.
She's a
or you could just-
politician.
yeah, there you
She's
go.
a head climber.
Yeah, she gets on top of those heads like that creepy wasp caterpillar
Yeah.
thing.
But also, just at the same time as that, though, like there's a lot of like right now, there's a lot of people like, I would die for Kamala. She's always been the best pick. And these same people were chuckling at Cop Kamala jokes when Bernie was in the lead, and it was woke to think that that her prosecution record was something to look at. So it's like,
but everyone wanted like
take it with a grain of salt.
And everyone kind of wanted like their one person to win, Will, and then so they were knocking on like all sorts of people. Now we are where we are, and people have the option if they vote Democratic, they have the option of either getting on board or not. Like those are really your two options.
Yeah,
So,
and I mean, and the candidates themselves do that too with the people that like they're now like running
like
with.
Joe and
look at Trump
the
and
two of
Trump
them.
and Cruz.
Yeah,
Trump
exactly.
and Cruz.
Yeah.
Ted Cruz and Trump is
Exactly.
probably the best example.
Yeah,
I mean,
That's a good point, though, Will. I saw on social media yesterday, like all these people were like, "Yes, finally, Kamala." We'll get to that in a
Kamala,
second.
guys.
We'll
This
get
is
to
the
that in a
whole.
second.
This is the whole thing.
But I was sitting there being like, "Did I miss something?"
Joe can't even get it right though, which is awesome. It's so hard. It's so hard to pronounce.
It's one thing though for them to be hyped that it's like a woman running mate or a black woman running mate, like for social reasons. But it was just like all these people were like, "Hell yeah!" And I was like, I don't know. Did I miss
saw a
something that she was
headline.
super popular?
I saw a headline that said she's the most progressive candidate ever, which is
Well, that's
just
partly because of Trump, and we'll get into that, guys. So finally, and most importantly, her name is pronounced Kamala, COMMA-la, phonetically Kamala. People are having a lot of trouble with this. Me personally, I've also had trouble with this the entire goddamn time because I always thought it was Kamala. It rolls off the tongue a little bit better, in my opinion. Tucker Carlson.
Or, sorry to interrupt, Kamala, like the wrestler that you want. Like, Pat, remember you brought up the wrestler that just passed away, which is spelled, I think, the exact same way.
Yeah.
It
Kamala.
is, yes. Also, tough week for that wrestler because he's getting eaten in the press. Just can't we give him a week? Anyway, guys, Tucker Carlson.
but now they'll always remember.
No, I don't think they will.
Kamala,
I think they'll forget.
Kamala. No.
It's
the week of
Kamala,
Kamala.
not Kamala, not Kamala. There's three options there. One's right, the other two are wrong. Tucker Carlson kept referring to her as Kamala on Tuesday night when his guest.
But when she's a mom, she's Mamala.
And her mom is Shamala.
She's not Mama, Mamala works.
Mamala. She's Mamala. She said
just
that.
not Mamala. You can't do like excuse me, Mamala. Anyway, Tucker Carlson called her Kamala. His guest, Richard Goodson, former Clinton advisor, corrected him, which led to a Kamala potato situation. And that was right before Tucker Carlson said, there are timeshare salesmen you could trust more and payday lenders who are more sincere. Again, on the other side, I was like, really?
Then Kamala is what
is
he
there
was
that
saying?
much we know about this person? I don't know.
Well,
anyway,
here's the thing. Like, Tucker Carlson shouldn't be faulted for mispronouncing her name the first time, like Joe did in his speech today when he introduced her a couple times. His reaction is what.
But then he was like, whatever.
Yes, his reaction's not great. He was put in a hard spot. He was put in a hard spot where the guy was like, you at the very least, you need to know her name. She's on the ticket. That's like utter disrespect not to. He handled that pretty goddamn poorly and was like, whatever, I don't care if I'm mispronouncing it. But to mispronounce in the first place is very easy to do.
It is easy to do.
Yeah. And talk about a hard spot, Mark. I feel like the debates are going to be a hard spot because people forget Kamala was like decapitated in one of the debates by Tulsi Gabbard. And she looked nervous and sounded nervous in her opening speech as well.
So you think Pence is going to take her down?
Well, I think that people are probably assuming that he's very easy to take out, and she was horrible in two of the debates that she participated in.
But I think she's coachable. I think that I would give a slight nod to Kamala over
just
Pence.
Just for age
Yeah,
alone.
like I think she could beat Pence in a word battle in a debate because he's just such a robot. And then I would give a big advantage to Trump over Biden. A large advantage to Trump over Biden.
I'm just saying overall, it strikes me as a weak ticket overall. Like, I mean, with the two in terms of their ability on stage.
She should
we'll see.
She should do what Eminem did in 8 Mile and just come out and be like, this is what I know you're going to say about me. I'm going to say about myself.
She's going to need a strategy for sure.
Well, what you should say is, are you allowed to be on stage with me right now? Is it okay with your wife? Is this okay?
That's a good one.
Am I making you uncomfortable?
That's a good one. But the problem the problem with her last time was on the debates was that Tulsi went after her prosecution record, and it just absolutely put her in a hole. And she never was able to come out of it. She started misspeaking.
Yeah,
stuttering.
She'll be trained for that though. She'll be ready for that. I mean, Pence is no formidable opponent as a wordsmith. Like he's not. That is at best a wash for the Republicans, but the Democrats are very worried about Biden going up against Trump.
Well, he was all teleprompters in this speech today with her. It was great.
Yeah,
he got out there quick.
No questions.
Here's the thing that's interesting, though. I do want to point it out. Being a politician, not probably as hard or as being a prosecutor, like a district attorney. Or it's good that she has that experience. Let's see how that plays into it, guys. But let's talk about what's next for her with the Biden-Harris ticket, guys.
That's also book smarts, not stage smarts, Pat.
Truth.
So, right. Well, that's what I'm saying. She's coachable because she's smart.
She's qualified to lead. We'll see. It's going to be interesting.
55 is a lot better than whatever.
Than
Joe
90, like everybody else.
79, yeah, exactly.
85.
99.
Yeah.
Trump had a lot to say about Kamala. When asked about Harris on Tuesday, Trump said that Kamala was his #1 draft pick, and he was surprised Biden picked her, which I don't really know what he was getting at there. I do want to point this out. This is interesting. This is going to get played up quite a bit. Trump donated $6,000 to her campaign, her reelection campaign as Attorney General in 2014.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
2013. Yeah,
14.
we're right around then. Okay.
In a
He was
different
a
press
Democrat
interaction,
until,
guys.
like a year before he ran for president, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was donating to all the Democrats at least. Yeah.
This
Hillary.
is the best part of today, if you ask me. In a press interaction, Trump said she was the meanest, most horrible, most disrespectful person of anyone in the Senate, and claimed that she was the most liberal person in the Senate. He's all over the place on her, but most importantly, guys, this is the best. Trump expressed his general opinion about the vice presidency, the office thereof, and he goes, "I will say this: people don't vote for the vice. You know this. This is history. This isn't necessarily me. This is history because we have a great vice president. Mike Pence has been incredible, actually. He's been a great vice and done a really good job. But people don't vote for the vice. They really don't." He was just
that's a
true.
shot. Yeah, that's a
true.
ricochet shot at Pence. I'm surprised he even said anything nice about him, to be honest.
Well, but it is true too.
Yeah,
People
I
don't
know.
vote for the vice.
Why would you vote? Why would you vote? Why would you vote for the vice?
It's just funny to even go
in
there.
Biden's-
In Joe Biden's
Yeah.
case, you might actually.
You might
Why?
have to.
I mean, I
He
don't know
looks
if that-
healthy. I mean,
I don't know if that guy's gonna
regardless
last
of
4 years.
regardless of how many teleprompters he has to use, he looks healthy. Like,
Yeah, he was just
Yeah.
at the beach. It most certainly is voting for a backup plan. Harris and Pence will debate on October 7th at the University of Utah, guys, in Salt Lake City if Pence is allowed on stage. Let's take it to predict it real quick. Fun stuff. If you ask your Alexa who's going to win the presidential race, see what she says back. She's probably going to ask you to check out Predict It, who's our sponsor, predictit.org/promo/hard factor 20. That is the URL. It's a unique URL. If you go to that URL, predictit.org/promo/hard factor 20, and you sign up through that URL, put $20 in your account at least, we will match that. We will give you $20 for free. Let's talk about a market is hot right now, in my opinion. It's which presidential candidate will finish fourth in the popular vote. I love this one. You got Howie Hawkins, Kanye West, Joe Jorgensen, Donald Trump, and Joe Biden, obviously not options. Kicking it back over to 2016 for reference, guys. Gary Johnson, the Libertarian candidate, finished third, and Jill Stein, the Green Party candidate, finished fourth. So you had Green in fourth.
It'll be the Libertarian candidate for sure.
You think? Well,
Joe
Libertarian
Jorgensen
usually finishes third.
Is
To get
third,
third,
yeah.
right? Yeah, third. So you're saying
So who's going to finish fourth?
Is
Joe
there a Green-
Jorgensen will finish third,
Is there
right?
a Green Party this year, or is it
I
just
believe
Kanye?
it's Howie Hawkins. He's Green Party,
Okay.
right? I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. But Kanye West really throws in the X factor here.
Could
Yeah.
Kanye step above a
no
Green
way
Party?
because he's no way.
I don't think
because
so.
he's- No, because it's got to be Hawkins because Kanye's only in like one state, right? So he's right in every other state.
Yeah, but he could get right in. I mean, I'm talking like it's not like
He's not going to get that many write-ins. This is a
Gary
Hawkins all the
Johnson
way.
got
Yeah.
4.
Hawkins is
4.4
also
million.
the co-founder of the Green Party. We talked about that earlier. He's like he's their number one guy. Like he's
Oh,
gonna
this
get.
is a money find, Hawkins.
Yeah.
Well, then get
What-
it there
what-
at Hawkins at 72
There you
cents. If you
Like
like it.
lower
All right.
that. My
I
goodness.
like that.
Predictit.org/promo/hard.
Also, when we get closer to the election and stuff, and when we're talking about election night, we're gonna have the hosts are gonna have some serious predicted money in, and we're also gonna have some serious personal side bets, cash, Venmo going on. We're gonna be betting our dicks off pretty soon.
Sounds
here.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, election night will be
Yeah.
absolutely electric.
Wild.
As
Will,
well
are
as
you
the
still
debate nights?
Are you still riding hard on the Trump bet that you have?
I mean, I have not taken my money out. In fact, I dipped a little further into the ink when he got down to 38 cents.
He's
Brought
up
my
again,
average, brought my average cent rate down. Yeah, he's up back in the 40s.
Yeah, 43 or 44.
So I dipped in a little harder when he got down into the mid 30s because that was an obvious value at
Yeah.
that point when I was already invested.
Nice.
And yeah, so I mean, I still think that I still think the incumbent, regardless of who is in what shoes, no matter if these names were different people, I think this is a pretty weak ticket to try to take out an incumbent. Personally,
I think it's going to be close. I think
it'll be real close. But I think I don't have confidence in the strength of this particular ticket. These people, Biden in particular.
I think I'm going to be betting my dick off, and I think it's going to be close, and it's going to be
You're going
crazy.
to come home and your wife's going to be like, where is it?
Yeah, on my arm. Someone's going to need to put my dick on my arm.
It's going to
I
be
knew- yeah.
Texas all over again. Biden,
Yeah.
Sanders.
Yeah, it's
Right?
gonna be it's gonna be resolved like in January.
It's going to be crazy. But it's going to be awesome, and we're going to definitely be riding, getting heavy on the action the whole time. All right,
Sweet.
let's take it over to the lightning round. This first part of the lightning round, the first bolt, if you will, is the bad news, good news corner. And first, you're going to get the bad news because I'm just going to do it that way in order.
Okay.
Chicago is having a bad time with the looting that broke out in the middle of the night Monday and continued all the way through Tuesday with over 100 people arrested. It started like right downtown. I'm sure you guys saw some of the videos.
I saw the pictures of like the bridges up, like in West. We were talking about. It looked like you were saying. It looked like the movie Batman, right? Like,
it looked like Gotham. Well, I think they did film that.
Yeah, they shot it up there in Chicago.
Right.
The bridges were up.
Yeah. So basically it broke out like right downtown, I think close to the Miracle Mile or whatever maybe that's Vegas. Wherever the big shopping center
Miracle
is
Mile's
down
LA. But
I don't
what's
know
the
what
big
malls.
They no Lakeshore Drive. That's the area, I think. But I don't know. What malls.
The Estadios Olímpicos.
I'm
Right,
sure
exactly.
some assholes are going to add us. So
Yes. I'm sorry to everybody in Chicago. I've walked through some of those malls downtown. I saw the glass basically just get smacked out of a lot of these windows downtown. There was looting, people driving through windows and shit. Anyways, throughout all that, over 100 people arrested. The looting broke out after news that 20-year-old Latrell Allen had been shot by a police officer in Chicago. But now, and initially people had assumed he was, or had not assumed, sorry, had been, I guess, informed that he was unarmed. But now the facts are coming out that Allen had initially fired on the officers before being shot himself. So that's a lot of cleanup in downtown Chicago over a mix-up. But in good news, remember, this is the bad news, good news corner.
Okay, yeah.
In good news, take it just a little south of there, south of Illinois, and the Big 12 has officially greenlit fall sports for the conference, saying that they will listen to the will of the players over whatever invisible force this is that seeks to destroy college football and fall sports for all of us. Whatever that is.
Fantastic.
we know what it is. It's COVID. What do you mean?
No, oh yeah, sure. It's COVID. It's COVID. It's only COVID that's trying to get rid of fall sports. Something I know. This is to the chagrin of Wes.
You like
and
that
Mark.
angry guy in Arizona who's like, you got a fucking doily on your face, you R-word. You look like you picked it up off your mother's counter.
How's that me? How's that me? I'm just
kidding, 'cause
saying
he was
there's
like,
something besides.
You're idiots. It doesn't exist.
There's not just COVID trying to get rid of sports. If you think it's just COVID,
It's the Wizards.
I got a
It's
bridge
the
to sell you.
the Amsterdam Wizard. The new,
Yeah. Anyhow, Deion Sanders, our new compatriot at Barstool Sports, will be very happy about this. I know he wants more football. Sorry, Wes and Mark. Your prognostications have not come true yet. They still might cancel.
wait a minute.
I haven't seen a snap until I see a snap.
Well, look, if I'm going to give up a big anything, it's going to be the Big Ten because those guys have they have great teams, but they have boring games. The Big 12 doesn't play any defense. Let me see those 63-60 matchups. Bring it on. Air it out. Touchdowns.
This is interesting. I'm looking at this now. So there are affiliate members of the Big 12, including Air Force, who is in that. What conference are they in?
Speaking of airing it out.
I wonder, can the affiliate members who want to jump in, who want to play, jump in to the Big 12?
I know Nebraska's already talking about it. I mean, we will see. I can't wait till the snaps start coming.
Well, the Big 12 did delay 3 weeks. They're going to start September 26th as of now, but the ACC
but that was the
and
SEC plan already.
No.
Was
I heard
September
I heard
26th.
I heard the ACC and SEC are still planning on going September 5th.
No. I heard
just-
Coach O say September 26th the other day, saying he would be ready to go on September 26th.
Sorry, guys. These are affiliates in wrestling only. Not football.
I think, Mark, that now that the three of them are aligned,
They'll probably start at the same
going to
time.
link up.
Yeah.
And boom. They'll have it all ready.
Okay,
to
that's
go.
5 weeks away. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have
I'm
you
ready
guys
to see
ever
those snaps, boys.
have you guys ever committed to doing something that maybe you knew you weren't going to do, but said you were going to do it, knowing
course.
that you had something
Every
in your
day.
back pocket? Yeah.
Every day.
Well, that might be what's happening here.
This is what no.
Maybe.
No.
Just
Stop
saying.
Hey, you know what? I'm jumping on the everything's going to go fine train. I don't want that bad energy out there. We're getting
Anyways,
all the snaps.
we could put some money on it. I should have put some money on it with you guys yesterday before the Big 12 announced this. I could have got a better deal, but
You should have.
I'll put 50 down that the Big 12 doesn't play their third week's games.
What kind of
that
bet
it'll
is
be
that?
canceled by week 2. $50 to make it past week 2
Yep.
Wow.
for the Big 12 only.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a Big 12 team playing anyone, yeah.
Timeout. Yeah, because what if that just doesn't mean a few games get canceled because a few teams have COVID? This means the whole conference.
the whole
shuts-
conference
I'm
would
talking about
shut
the
down
Big
the
12
season.
conference says we're out.
They're
No
shut
week-
down
no
by
week
week
three.
by week 2, by week
Okay.
3.
Take that bet, Will.
Oh yeah, I take it.
Okay, cool.
$50.
Witness.
We're on it.
All right, Wes.
Good. Okay.
Move it on.
All right. Some big news if you live in California and like to
No
take
lightning
Uber.
effects.
Oh, sorry. All right.
Some
Big
people,
news
are,
if you-
some people are starting to get upset with the lightning effects. I think we should add
Oh, are
them
they?
in post. Maybe like
I like
Like
it. I want
Zeus.
to. I haven't done it that long, so I'm going to keep doing it.
All right, cool.
All right. Big news if you live in California and like to take Uber and Lyft everywhere you go as a convenient and safe mode of transportation. You might not be able to do that anymore. You might be fucked. And this could possibly affect other states and other rideshare giants all over the country. Yeah. So listen. So earlier this week, a judge ordered Uber and Lyft to classify their drivers as employees instead of independent contractors. This would cause Uber to have to pay them as full-time employees, with a hourly rate. And Uber's CEO Dara Khosrowshahi says, "quote If the court doesn't reconsider, then in California, it's hard to believe we'll be able to switch our model to full-time employment quickly." So basically, yeah.
this is the Austin fingerprinting thing all over again. This is just the same thing, but in California. It costs too much for Uber to do this, so they're not going to do it.
Right. Yeah. And thousands of people are going to lose their jobs if this happens because lots of people drive Uber in California. So labor unions
Well,
and
I got news for California. It does not go well when you do this.
No, this is stupid.
They
yeah.
did it in Austin, like you said, Mark, and it was a huge fuck up.
It was terrible.
Yeah, well, I think they're going to do a little differently. I'll get to it. But labor unions and politicians in California say that making their drivers contractors denies them of benefits like health insurance, workers' comp. I've been an independent contractor and self-employed pretty much all my life, and health insurance is it's a pretty big deal. So apparently back in January, California passed a new law called the AB5, which extends employee classification status to gig workers and was designed to regulate. It's basically like an Uber law they passed. It was designed to regulate companies that hire gig workers in large numbers, like Uber, Lyft, DoorDash. Uber and Lyft pretty much just ignored that law. They got sued by several cities, and now they have a judge jamming that law right up their asses. So there's like this 3-part test that's used to determine if gig workers are actually employees or should be classified as employees. Uber and Lyft have been using that to duck this somehow. But now Uber and Lyft would be responsible for paying them minimum wage, overtime compensation, paid rest periods, and reimbursements
On top
for
of
the
the
cost.
rates?
So I'm not sure. That's the thing is I don't know how it's going to work. They're going to pay them an hourly rate plus.
So California wants them to change their model just for California. That's
Just
ridiculous.
for the state.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
Right. So yeah, and like I said,
Well, why do you think so many companies are fucking leaving that state?
Yeah,
Right.
that's so stupid.
I mean, because of the reason that thousands of people would lose their jobs for like months if they try to do this, I think they're going to allow them. I think they're going to allow them to keep doing what they're doing while they get the new infrastructure
how
in
about
place.
how about in
and then
parallel?
switch?
Give them like
Yeah,
give them
exactly.
like a deadline of like December
Exactly.
2021 or something. For
I didn't
fuck's
know
sake.
this lightning round was going to turn into the
This is
California
depressing.
round, but
This
there's
is
more bad news from California later in this lightning round.
Oh boy! All right. Well, let's go to some good news.
The truth is, they can afford it. You just have to cut. You just can't have so many fucking part-time drivers. They can afford it. They just make a little bit less money.
Well,
at the
but
top,
they're legislating how they want the company to be run, which
Right.
is
It's more there's a
fucking
concern
weird.
of income disparity that people are going to be taken advantage of with the gig economy, which it
I
probably is
think
going
it's
to happen.
I think it's a government overreach.
Give them time, Pat. Don't just shut them down. Like then you get all the drunk drivers going and stuff.
I
Like,
don't
no,
want to
this-
shut them down. I just
Well,
think
it
that
was
Uber
government
can figure it
overreach
out.
in Austin when they
Yeah.
fucked
Oh,
up
for
and
sure.
they had those shitty apps called
That was
Fare
all
and
because
stuff.
that was all because
because
Yellow Cab had their pockets in the Austin
Right.
councilmen. So
Yeah.
like that was all because Yellow Cab scratched the back of
it was
local
terrible
government.
for the citizens when they kicked Uber out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
DUIs
they're still
go up.
taking losses right now. So
I mean, I thought Uber guys they like that they're contractors. They can clock in, clock out whenever the fuck they want. That there's no schedule.
Right.
I don't know. Anyway, let's move on to talk about daddy. You guys know 1 in 7 couples experience infertility.
I didn't until Daddy became our sponsor. But
Yeah,
now
you guys.
I do. Yeah.
I know you guys knew that, but a lot of people didn't. Men are responsible for half of all known infertility cases and 99% of penises around the world. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did know that.
All right, good.
a lot of
one in-
penises.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
That other 1%.
Another 1%. 1 in 10 men are infertile, and that's a lot. Daddy's here to normalize the conversation around male reproductive health. We want to make the process of fertility testing and sperm banking as comfortable, convenient, and cost-effective as possible. No longer do you have to take the bus to a sperm bank, masturbate in a haunted room with porn you don't even like, and wait weeks to receive results. Daddy has developed a high-tech at-home sperm collection kit. Looks like someone just shipped you like a Rolex or something, which allows you to test and store your sperm, all without leaving the comfort of your favorite masturbation chair. You get your results within 24 hours of receiving your sample. These services through sperm banks usually cost thousands of dollars. Daddy provides an in-home collection kit, a lab-tested fertility report, free overnight shipping, and a free gear of cryogenic sperm storage, all for $199, with an option to store sperm.
Could you imagine even opting for a full-on awkward room situation? I mean,
no.
When this exists, it just makes no sense.
Right, sperm banks are done.
They just eliminated. I mean, once the word gets out enough, which they're trying to do through these podcasts, like the sperm banks are in big trouble.
Yeah. So you can store your sperm for $99 a year after the first free year. And then take it from me, storing sperm in your freezer for later is not a good idea. Let the pros handle it and take that hassle off your hands. No hidden costs.
Ooh,
or
a Jello
fees.
shot. Oh,
Yeah.
It was semen. It was frozen semen.
Gets a little gross. So no hidden costs or fees, and you can unsubscribe at any time because Daddy are huge fans of Barstool. They are offering our listeners a limited time offer for any new customer coming via Barstool podcast like Hard Factor. We're providing $50 off their purchase. Go to dadkit.com, spelled DADI, so DADIKIT.com, and insert discount code FACTOR50 at checkout to order your kit today.
Wes's ad reads are back, the best in the biz. We got him here. We got him here on the show.
I'm trying. You can tell I'm trying.
Uber lost $8.5 billion in 2019. Maybe it's time to hang it up.
Oh, okay.
8.5 billion.
Shots fired at Uber.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Oh. All right.
You don't like it? You don't like their services?
I don't know. How are you losing $8.5 billion if you're a global brand? I don't know. That's crazy.
At least
You
they had
think
it
they would be
to begin
thriving?
with.
You'd think they would be thriving during this, but I bet it's more people like DoorDash, Barstool sponsor, use DoorDash, that are doing well as opposed to Uber.
Well, now no one's even going anywhere. But, anyways. You know how at the beginning of this week we mentioned that Trump's executive order for financial relief was only partial and that he and everyone expected Congress to come together this week and get something done on the rest of it, mainly the checks for like 100 million people? Remember that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the checks that they said they were going to give us and now we don't get.
That were never part of the executive order and Congress had to work out themselves. Guess what? They haven't even really been meeting, it sounds like, and they certainly haven't made any progress at all. In fact, they're further away than they've ever been, I guess. Republican Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is saying this is not a Washington game. It's a national crisis. It would serve the nation better if the Democratic leaders would act like it's a crisis.
Well, if they're not meeting, it certainly is a Washington game.
Right? Of course it's a Washington game. And then Speaker of the House, Democratic Nancy Pelosi, said on Twitter on Wednesday that Democrats have compromised repeatedly. We have made it clear to the Trump administration that we are willing to come down $1 trillion if they will come up $1 trillion. However, it is clear that the admin still does not grasp the magnitude of the problem that American families are facing. So apparently the Democrats are willing to come down to about $2 trillion. At an amount that Secretary of the Treasury Steve Mnuchin has said is still a non-starter. They don't even want to start talking at $2 million. They're not even going to listen. And so whether you call this the HEROES Act or the HEALS Act, it's not close to getting passed as of the time of this recording.
HEALS for sure.
Yeah. HEALS, replace the A with another E. And
you know what? HEELS. LS. Yeah. And you know what happened here? You could tell we've all been duped. You could tell Congress was not taking their job seriously after the police stuff. Because all the way back in June, the public is outcrying, for some type of meaningful, legislation when it comes to police or
nothing
and law
happened
enforcement.
There, right? Yeah.
Nothing happens. Now the second stimulus hit a roadblock. Nothing happens.
Chicago's got their fucking bridges up.
You should have known that they were just
since the
they hung it
protest
up.
started.
They're like, we're hanging it up. We're waiting for after this next. We're campaigning.
It's like Spin Zone. The VP was announced. Spin Zone. This happened.
Right.
We're working like it's just like they're on to the next. Like,
they're not.
Distraction,
They're not fucking with important shit right now.
No.
They're fucking with keeping their jobs and getting reelected.
Hear me out. This is what. They're on the campaign reelection trail. This is what it sounds like to me. This will make total sense to everyone. This is like the fable where both sides claim they are the mother of the child, and the king says, okay, well, let's split them in half then, and you can each have a half. And instead of one side stepping up
They
and
took
saying,
the halves.
okay, let's pass the bill, they're both okay with the child being split in half.
They're taking the halves.
And
yeah.
no one wins because the child's now dead, and no one got anything really when you think about it.
If they're
I think
planning
that
on
makes sense.
eating the child, it's a fair split.
When
I think they are. And then I
Yes.
think with this Congress, yes.
When I wrote that analogy, it made total sense at first, and then I reread it, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense. And then I talked myself back into it. You will do the same. Trust me.
No, it makes
I was
sense.
very confused by that tweet by Nancy Pelosi. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Well, she's saying they came down to trillion.
Well, it doesn't.
but
None
then-
of it makes any sense, Wes, because they're all just like unwilling. They're basically they might as well just say, "I'm not going to do it."
What's the
we're not
final
gonna do
number
it.
is what it needs to be. Like coming up, coming down. I don't
Yeah,
get
it doesn't. And then McConnell saying it's not a Washington. It shouldn't be a Washington. It's not like both sides are just not even trying.
They're like, we're not playing games,
Yeah.
but we're at a complete impasse and refuse to negotiate.
and
Right.
no one's getting closer to getting a check.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Right.
Small lightning effect.
We got to rebrand this the Slightning round.
Yeah, this is slow lightning.
No, we're moving.
That's
We're moving. Let's take it over to the confused corner, where I've got a couple confusing stories to look
Okay,
at
I like
really
it.
quickly in the lightning round. First, in New Zealand, where they had beaten COVID into a bloody pulp with no new community transmit cases in 100 days. All of a sudden, now they've got 4 new cases this week, confined to one family in Auckland right now, but they got 4 cases. They put the whole city back on stage 3 lockdown, which
Wow.
I'm pretty sure is pretty hardcore lockdown. And the entire country is on stage 2, which is social distancing and going back to
4 cases
you know,
shut it all down, huh?
4 cases in the whole country, like
Wow.
4 million, 5 million, some odd. I don't know. It's a lot. So I'm confused about why the other island, like it's an island nation. Auckland's on the North Island. The South Island is social distancing because they have 4 cases in Auckland. So I'm confused about why they need to do that. Perhaps they consulted the Christchurch wizard. He's on the South Island.
Solidarity, bro.
Yeah, he said the wizard was like it could travel via the air. You got to be careful, and that's why they did it. But I don't know.
Good for them with the low cases, though.
Yeah.
That's true.
They're doing something right.
They are doing something right. So maybe their overreaction is the way they do it. Freight is the primary suspect in how they think the virus got back onto the island nation. And perhaps beloved New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern is just trying to steal the upcoming election. Only 35 days left, and she's putting people in lockdown. Not sure people are accusing her of that, though. I'm confused. Could you imagine the U.S. locking down over 4 cases in a state?
No, of course not.
It would be amazing to try to watch that.
It would be an outdoor celebration.
Well, if they were doing more testing, they'd have more cases.
That's true. Hey, no, I mean, you joke, but it's probably true.
I don't know. The New Zealand it's such a small place that they seem to like little
Yeah.
island nations, Taiwan, New Zealand.
It's that ocean air hitting those like mountains and hills. It just see you later, COVID.
Oh,
Just
and
gets-
we're still waiting on Sturgis to see if the Marlboro Reds do the same thing.
That's right. We're
and then
hoping
we'll
that
know.
Marlboro Red's just like that sea mist. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the next in the confused corner, brought to us by Derek with a D on Instagram, a proposition being voted for in the year 2020 in the state of California is number 16. This is proposition number 16, and it's intended to repeal California's civil rights laws, inequality laws that outlaw discrimination or special treatment based on race, sex, ethnicity, or national origin. The reason, because these equality provisions prevent the state from enforcing affirmative action policies.
Oh.
So the proposal is to begin treating people differently based on sex, race, ethnicity, and national origin, which again has me confused because I thought equality was one of the name options on the back of the NBA jerseys. So I thought that was what, anyhow.
That's a pretzel,
What?
William. That's a pretzel.
I'm
of a
confused.
thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I didn't get the NBA joke, but what?
You
Yeah,
were-
this
you
is
were
this
gone.
is a eat your. They want both things, so it's they're not going to get it.
Well, I mean, I guess you have to. I don't understand it. Yeah. You want, I don't know. That it is what it is. Prop 16, look it up.
I'm going to hold my comments until I do a little more research on that one.
Yeah, I kind of wish I had too.
Last year.
All right. Police in the Netherlands have made quite a discovery this week as they uncovered the country's largest ever cocaine factory at a former equestrian school in Nijmegen.
Nice.
I think I got it. The cocaine chefs had turned the stables into their kitchens and were producing around 330 to 440 pounds of product a day. Which means this kitchen was producing around $6 million street value a day, making it perhaps the world's most successful yet illegal kitchen. Along with the 17 chefs they also found 100 kilos of cocaine base. And cocaine base is what you have when you first extract the cocaine molecules from the coca leaves. When you get that paste, that's like it's like what the base. And then you mix it with a bunch of other bad shit for you, like gasoline and whatever the fuck they put in there.
The guys that get the leaves get paid like $9 an hour.
Oh, yeah.
If you watch those shows, like the people that actually go out in like the jungles and get the leaves get paid like absolutely nothing. For like
That's probably the worst job, too.
Yeah, for like a bag of leaves, they get like $20.
Well, actually, no, mixing out the gasoline is probably the worst job.
Yeah. So they found tens of thousands of gallons of chemicals. They also found 265,000 pounds of carrier products like clothing that they could use to smuggle the cocaine. So they put the cocaine in the clothes. Then they then once the cocaine gets to whoever's gonna sell it on the streets, they use a chemical and it extracts the cocaine from the clothing. So a pretty fucking pretty huge operation they found. One last note: the majority of the suspects were Colombian passport holders. So
didn't really have to make that clear. It was pretty clear.
Yeah, it was important.
Hey. All right.
So that's how.
All right. This last one. Let's see that pinky. Beef. Did you? Let me see that pinky. You still got it?
You talk about this one or this one?
Exactly.
Oh man.
They're getting there.
All right. This last one is just to wet the beak. Good. Just to wet the beak for Florida Man Friday tomorrow because it reeks of Florida Man. You can hear the neck tattoos jumping through the words in this story. A Utica, New York man was arrested after allegedly leading police on a very high-speed chase through Utica in a stolen vehicle. 24-year-old Alexander Walker stole a car and was driving around in it this Tuesday when police units in the area of Court Street and Whitesboro Street noticed the stolen vehicle. They're like, that's it. That's a stolen vehicle from earlier today. Let's go pull him over. So when officers attempted to stop the vehicle and pull it over, the chase was on. The chase went through Utica into Yorkville and Whitesboro, and then ended in Utica, back in Utica where it started, because of too many flat tires to the vehicle from Walker's reckless driving, because he was going well over 100 miles an hour oftentimes. Nice. So he just eventually like stopped. The car just like, and he got arrested. Not that crazy, pretty crazy, but Walker was charged with criminal possession of stolen property, obstructing government administration, fleeing an officer in a motor vehicle, and more than 20 traffic tickets. That's a lot of traffic tickets, but you can tack those onto the 40 traffic tickets he received a day and a half before for, you guessed it, taking the police on a different and another 100-mile-per-hour plus high-speed chase. Make that 2 for Walker in 2 days. He has a need
for speed.
A need for speed. Thank you.
I think he's more of a perfectionist, honestly. Didn't get it right the first time.
Yeah, for Hard Factor today, remember to sign up for a 3-month free subscription to SiriusXM Radio and listen to the Hard Factor show Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Different content out there. We get a little bit more we can explore the space a little bit more there. A little bit. It's pretty good. Tomorrow's Florida Man Friday. We had the whole squad back all week, and the election is in full swing now with the tickets set. So buckle up. Please leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts if you enjoy the show, and spread the word. We have less than 100 days left on our contract, and we need like a few thousand more listeners per show average to really have a good, strong chance of getting renewed or signed. So we're close, guys and gals. So you could be a big help yourself by telling 5 people to subscribe. In fact, please do that today. And most importantly, have a great fucking day.